All right, ladies and gents, welcome back. Hopefully, we got everybody here. We'll give it like maybe 30 more seconds. But if you see the screen share and catch a glimpse at our agenda for today, you can see kind of what the deal is. All right, I want to be finished up with chapter one of Homegoing, the story that we're reading for this weekend. So that's what's going to be kind of the focus for our progress report. So we're going to do that through a Nearpod video, and then that'll be that. And then we'll just kind of wrap up and make sure everybody knows what is due for progress report, right? And uh, who else has joined? Oh, that was probably me because I'm sharing my screen. All right. So for our do now today, all right, what I want you to do is go to join.nearpod.com. This I have right here, and you can type in this code, right? Because we're going to be using Nearpod today, okay? And I'm also going to put a link to it in the chat as well, just in case typing it in doesn't work, right? Right, so you can also head to the link that I just put in the chat, and then you can put the code in there, UXEJK. All right. So head to Nearpod, put in that code, and then, like it says right here, put a thumbs up in the chat or let me know when you have done it and you are there. Okay. So I'll give everybody about maybe another minute or two. Just try and get there, put in the code, and then it'll ask you to type in your name. All right. So go ahead and do this for me now, please. Thank you very much. All right. How are we doing with this? People getting there? Salima says she's there. Awesome. I can check on my end as well. Right, awesome. So I see Salima in there. Still waiting for Tyquil and Tyseem. So let me know if you guys are having trouble getting there. But if you click that link I put in the chat, it should ask you, do you want to join a class? You can hit yes and then type in that code, and then you guys should be good to go. Okay. Oh, Tyquil, I see you in there now. Awesome. All right. And who else we got? Nakaya. Let me know if you're having trouble getting in there. Again, just go to that link, type in that code. You guys should be there. All right, we'll give it maybe one more minute here. Nikaya Tyseem, is that link working for you guys? Is the code working? Questions on anything? Oh, I just saw Nikaya join. All right, awesome. Cool, cool. I know it's a little my lag behind on my end. All right, ladies and gents, thank you. So if you have put this code in, then you should be let me go back to the beginning here. Right? You should be looking at a screen that looks like this, right? Okay. So if you have been here on Wednesdays and worked with Mr. Luke, then you should be a little bit familiar with Nearpod. Okay. Something that's really cool about Nearpod is I can make videos for you guys and it'll stop at different spots and ask questions, but you can go back to it and do it, at your own pace. So this is a good way for us to get caught up, finish the section of the book we've been working on, but not have to like sit here and listen to me read and be a way to kind of keep it a little bit more engaging, right? So this Nearpod section is um, what I'm going to be looking for progress reports. Um, so for this to be completed for progress reports, okay. Now, you'll see here there's these little kind of blue dots here. Each one of these is a place where the video is going to pause and ask a question. So this is an audiobook recording of the first chapter. Now, it's a little kind of, it's a bit robotic, so it can be a little bit tricky to follow along, but shouldn't be too hard at all. So basically, what you guys are going to do with this is just listen, follow along, and then at each point it stops and prompts a question. You guys are going to submit your answer to that question, okay? And you have to answer the question before it will move on, right? That I just put that in there so I know that people aren't skipping stuff and going right to the end, okay? And then once you've answered all the questions, you are good. And like I said, you can go back to it with that code at any time, okay? So if you want to do a little bit this morning and then you want to do a little bit more this afternoon, whenever, um, that's fine, okay? Now, I know obviously this section is pretty long, but we've also read a good bit already. So if you have been in class, and you want to skip, forward a little bit to the parts where we haven't gotten to yet, that would be right around, that would be like right around here, okay? So I'll leave that up to you as you guys listen. You guys can say, oh yeah, I remember that. Okay, I'm gonna skip ahead. Or if you haven't been in class, then it's a good way to listen to the whole thing. Okay, but if you were in class, before we jump into this, let's just do a quick recap so we know what's up. So we know in this first section, first of all, any questions with the Nearpod and what we're gonna do there before we jump in. Everybody understands how that's going to work. Yes? Any questions or any issues with this, let me know now. If I don't hear from anybody, I'm going to assume we're good to go. All right, awesome. So then to just recap real quick before we dive in, we know in our first section here, we've met Effia, okay? And we know that she has not had the easiest life. She was born on the night of the fire that kind of killed a bunch of her family's crops. And her dad was very upset about it. Her mom, then like wasn't able to breastfeed her, and then that pattern kind of continued as she grew up. Her relationship with her mom was very abusive, and then that led to her dad being very abusive to her mom, and so on and so forth. Now at the point we stopped last class, now she's kind of becoming a woman, and there's like the guy who's going to be the next chief in their tribe, a Biku, and he's kind of looking at her to be his next wife. But there's also British soldiers coming on to the island as well. So anybody that was here last class, can anybody remember um, uh, Effia's mom? Who does she want her to marry more? The boy from her tribe, Abiku, or does she want her to marry the white man, the British soldier? Can anybody recall that from last class to kind of give us a quick recap here? You can answer in the chat or you can come off mute. What is Effia's mom's goal? Yeah, the soldier is right, Salima. Good job. And remember, we found out that's why she tells Effia to not tell anybody that she has gotten her period, that she's become a woman. She says keep this a secret because once the tribe finds out, then she's gonna have to marry a Biku. But her mom doesn't want to do that. Her mom wants her to marry the soldier instead. Do we remember why that is? Why does she want her to marry the soldier instead of the boy from the tribe? Anybody recall that? We talked a lot about, if you remember, arranged marriages and kind of what people get in return and that sort of thing. So can anybody remember why her mom was so set on, marry this British soldier? Yeah, money and stuff. So they get money and trade goods in return, a better offer than they would get if she would marry a Biku. Yeah, Taekwondo exactly too. Money. So now that's where we stop. So now we're at the point where we'll see if that's actually what's going to happen, right? And if she is going to marry this British soldier, and then remember, if that is what happens, then she will leave the tribe and she'll go with him to the castle that they kind of preside over, um, right off the coast in Africa or in Ghana. Okay, so then, ladies and gents, what you can do is um, jump into the Nearpod, right? Um, like I said, pick up if you want to skip ahead and pick up from around where we left off. It would be, let me share my screen again. It would be right around here. Okay. So if you want to, if you feel confident, you can just skip right to these questions. Now mine is on my teacher view, so it's not showing me everybody's answer yet. But you can jump right to this question, answer that. Okay, jump to this question, answer that, right? And then keep going from there. And then you should be into the new part that we haven't read yet. Or like I said, if you missed and you're a little behind and you want to get caught up, you could just start from the beginning and follow along there, all right? But I should see you answering these questions as you go later today. Now, again, I know that this is a pretty long section. So as far as progress reports are concerned, as long as I've seen you've made an effort and you've got like maybe 3 out of the 4 question sections answered, then you'll be good. Okay. Because I know that the stuff is due the end of the day today. All right. So I'm going to mute myself and I'm going to give you guys time to just start this Nearpod. If you want to jump out of the chat and do it on your own and then jump back in when we wrap up, that's fine too. I'll send you a reminder email to come back in. Right? If you want to stay in the chat and do it that way in case you have questions, that's also fine too. But that should be your goal for the rest of today. So I'm going to go ahead and mute myself, let you guys get started, and then I'll check in periodically here. All right. Questions from anybody? No? Everybody's good? All right, awesome. All right, I'll check back in a few minutes here and let you guys get started. All right, thank you guys. Good job.